Hey everybody, so today I want to go over the step up. This has been a pretty staple exercise in our programming, and especially this past month. The step up is a wonderful exercise for working on single leg strength and stability, so mostly looking at your quads and glutes and even foot strength and calves as well. I wanted to go over a couple of key points and/or I wouldn't say mistakes, but just more efficient ways of doing the step up. So when you're doing the step up, we'll be using boxes. So one of the big mistakes you might see is the orientation. So a lot of times we'll put our foot on the box and start here, and then from there come up. With that, there's a lot of kind of inefficient movement, because for me to step up, my weight now is behind my center of mass, or where I'm going to be pushing through. So where I'm going to be pushing through is the arch of this front foot. So if my weight is over here, it's way behind that point of where I can effectively push up. So as I'm loading, I'm shifting that weight forward and then coming up, versus kind of skipping that whole step. So especially underneath load, I want to be as efficient as possible. So I'm stepping up or setting up. I mean, I can start here, but then I want to think of feeling the box. So I want to feel my toe, my heel, and my arch of my foot. From there, I'm going to shift my weight forward. So I'm going to use my ankle and my knee to shift forward. So now I feel my weight in my foot, and then from there, I can just step right back up. Versus if I'm starting here, I have to then already do that shift and come up. But by pre-shifting, I'm not wasting movement. I'm not doing any excessive movement under load. So that is one big mistake that we see. The other one is not necessarily a mistake, but a way to make it focused more on a single leg strength versus using that back leg. And so a lot of times when we're setting from the step up, we'll push off that toe to come back up. And one of the ways to prevent that, I don't know if you'll be able to see in the video, is actually to orient my weight not on the toe, but on the heel of that back foot. What this is going to cause me to do is I'm actually going to have to get into that good forward lean position if my weight, so my toes are off the ground on my back leg, is positioned on the heel. So from there, I'm going to push through. So I'm going to get that good forward lean. I'm going to push through, very hard to push off. I'm going to come back down, reorient, set myself on that heel, coming up, right back down. That's going to make it much more quad and hip dominant. So for us that are working on single leg strength and stability, that's going to be a little bit harder. And so kind of putting that all together with a step up, I can not always have to do that heel dominant position, but as I'm stepping, if I'm one that wants to step off, I just want to already pre-shift, come back down, come down, get that pre-shift, stepping back up. And that's going to allow you to lift more weight more effectively, really targeting the glutes. So again, 2 points: shift the weight forward, and then if I want to make it more quad and hip dominant, orient the weight on that back to the back of that heel. It's going to make that a much more quad and hip focused step up versus using a lot of that back leg to propel yourself up.